I rise to speak today in response to this motion regarding the recent reduction of the cost of medications on the PBS. Mr Speaker, healthy nations are prosperous nations. Australia's universal health system, Medicare, our world-class hospitals and the pharmaceutical benefits scheme are perhaps our greatest national asset. For this reason, I welcome the government's decision to reduce the patient contribution to medicines under the pharmaceutical benefits scheme. A 30% reduction in costs represents very real savings for Australian households. We know that the out-of-pocket costs to patients of GP visits and medicines are an increasing burden to many of us in this time of significant cost of living pressures. Accessible medicines are a pillar of our national health system. Medications have to be not just affordable, they have to be accessible. Australia imports more than 90% of its medications. In fact, we're dangerously dependent on imported medicines. Recent supply chain issues have impacted many of my constituents, putting them at risk of harm from side effects related to alternative preparations, but also to long-term health complications of uncontrolled disease. Mr Ian Picken from Balwyn told me, when seeking to purchase a monthly update of my prescription, which I've been taking for several years, my pharmacist advised that there is currently no stock. It's now several weeks that I've been waiting for supplies to be available. My pharmacist has put me on a priority list and has undertaken to call me once he has that stock, hopefully next week. Another Kooyong constituent, Daniel, is worried about being forced to change his medications. He said, I found out from my doctor that the company has stopped making the drug and no other company makes it as it's no longer profitable. That is the bottom line. So I have to come off my drugs gradually and then nothing for at least another week before I can try another drug. He added, and he's right, you cannot change your medication like you change your socks. Mr Alex Mazzolini of Hawthorn advised me that on several occasions when I have been unable to get my diabetes medication, I've had to go on half dose to make the supply last longer. In the past few months alone, we've seen shortages of multiple antibiotics in Australia, including paediatric preparations, shortages of diabetes medications and of antidepressants. How many Australians are having their health compromised by a lack of access to the medications that they need? Other constituents have expressed frustration in relation to the prescribing and dispensing of medications in this country. They describe unnecessary, costly visits to their GP for repeat prescriptions and the limits placed on supply at the pharmacy, which costs both inconvenience but also often additional cost. The need for routine repeat scripts is an inconvenience. It's an avoidable cost to Medicare. It's an unnecessary demand on the GP sector, and more, it's an increased out-of-pocket cost to patients. The supply of prescription medications by pharmacies is regulated. Multiple prescriptions are supplied only in certain circumstances. In 2018, the PBS recommended allowing dispensing of 2 months at a time of 143 commonly dispensed medications. Why are we still paying too much in dispensing fees? Our health system needs reform in order to adapt to changing demographics and the evolving health pressures. We need system revision with flexibility and agility. We need to avoid unnecessary repetition of both medical and pharmaceutical services, and we need to give patients greater agency over the management of their own health. We also need a national strategy to ensure reliable supply of medications, including a review of our sovereign manufacturing capacity and how our government can support it better. While our domestic market is small, we do have established supply chains and we have great proximity to the Pacific market. We could expand our manufacturing capacity, decrease our sovereign risk and support our Pacific partners by increasing local manufacturing of pharmaceuticals. I thank my constituents for allowing me to share their personal experiences, which are the experiences of many Australians. There is still much work to do for us to make medicines more equitably, affordable and reliably accessible for all Australians.